The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
By issuing this new license, they basically indicate or signal to the investment community they're fully behind this project, they're fully behind Millennial Potash, so that we can actually take this project further.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Farhad Abasov. He is the chairman of Millennial Potash. And Farhad, good to see you again. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you, Steve. Great to see you as well.
Yeah, so big news out from the company that you've increased your footprint now. You've acquired a new land package, but this is really a strategic one. So why don't you tell us about what you had and really what this gets you now?
Absolutely, Steve. So we have increased our footprint there by almost 20%. So you may remember we had about 1,200 square kilometers, and the property was quite large when we got it. But on the coastal area, it was a little bit of a zigzag, and it was like a step-like. So we didn't have access to actual coastal areas. So we needed to get that area for two reasons. One, of course, we believe that there's quite a bit of potash there. But the second, obviously, we needed that access for our infrastructure, for port development, for roads, for building our brine pipelines, and so forth. So by getting this 260 square kilometers of a new license, that it allows us to have that access, that allows us to get going with drilling, and we'll have full exploration program for this area as well. And so that really, is a strategic development or a strategic access for us, because not only will we be able to actually increase our potash resource down the road, but also we'll have access to this vital infrastructure. But also remember that we do have quite a bit of potash in this area, so this could become, the area of our initial production as well. So that will impact our logistics lines, the length of the brine pipeline and so forth.
Farhad, it also really says something about the company and the operation that you have in there as well from the local authorities, because obviously they're interested in what you're doing and obviously wanted that to continue and expand.
Well, that's exactly right, Steve. So this is like a real stamp of approval on what we have been doing in the country, what we've been doing with the projects, on the project. And this is the Minister of Mines' full support for our project, for our company. This is very important for us because obviously we've been operating there over 2.5 years, and the Minister of Mines, as well as all other ministries in the country, including Minister of Environment and the President's office, are quite supportive of this project. So by issuing this new license, they basically indicate or signal to the investment community they're fully behind this project, they're fully behind Millennial Potash, so that we can actually take this project further.
And you've got a busy 2026 plan. There's a lot of work still ahead. Maybe talk a bit about what's going to happen, not only in that area that the new area, but more importantly, the area that you've been working on for a while.
No, true, Steve. I mean, we're looking at our schedules. Literally, we have something going on every hour, meaning not only on the ground, but also doing a lot of work on project financing. We're doing a lot of work on logistics, on infrastructure, on port development. So as you know, we've already announced two major programs, the feasibility study and of course environmental and social impact studies, in addition to further drilling that we're doing stage 3 drilling. So those three programs are going in full swing. And then of course, we're really busy, as I mentioned, on project financing and port development. So on project financing side, we have support from Development Finance Corporation out of the United States. So we've been working very closely with them. And on the port, we're working with a couple of major port developers so that they can actually build deep water port for us, so that we can actually produce not only what we've been planning to start with, meaning 800,000 tons, but eventually scale it up to a significant level from there. So we've been making tremendous progress on all these fronts. But as you can imagine, this is a 24/7 operation right now. So we're getting into the stage where we work nonstop. We've also expanded our team. We've added a very strong senior VP to the team who has worked with our team in the past, but with a specific mandate to work on project financing and infrastructure development for our project.
Okay, and lastly, just wrap this up. I just want to ask you about you're moving into definitive feasibility studies. There's a lot of work that's going on with that, but having this new land package really de-risks a lot of your project that you have right now because of that access you have to the coastline. So this is a really positive move for the company.
Yeah, this is a major, again, stamp of approval, and also major de-risking milestone for us, because again, this takes care of that, that access to the strategic coastal area for us. It shows strong support from the government as well, and of course allows us to actually increase our resource specifically in this part of the project, Steve. So it comes in at the right time because that's what we're doing right now. We're optimizing all our studies right now, all of the entire basically solution mining approach, as well as actually where we're going to start the operations during the feasibility study. So it's perfect timing, and it fits into all the programs that we've been doing so far. So this year, for sure, we've already entered the development stage, and hopefully, this will begin. We'll have great news in the next few months as well.
All right, Farhad, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much. Good to talk to you again.
Thank you so much, Steve.
All right, there's Farhad Abasov. He's the chairman of Millennial Potash.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors, or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.